In today's episode, we're going to be reacting to some of the strangest and craziest videos I found on TikTok, and we're going to see if aliens attack the night sky. Let's get into it.
People are freaking out after just finding out that someone was hung on the set of The Wizard of Oz, but it gets much worse than that. The film came out in 1939 and is often regarded as one of the most evil films in history, and that is because of the set and what happened behind the scenes. Everyone knows what happened to the cast, such as the Tin Man being painted in aluminium, which literally coated his lungs and nearly died, and of course the actor who played Dorothy undergoing some of the most horrific things you could imagine. Another main crazy thing was that the snow in this scene in the film was actually made out of asbestos, which if you don't know, is pretty damn bad. However, the main thing everyone's been saying on my previous videos is about the person who was dangling. This rumour has been going around for decades that apparently a munchkin unalived on set, and you can see them in the back of this clip right here. But if you go back to the start of this video, take a look. So the clips people have edited and that have been shown around for ages show this, which yeah, looks very much like something swinging in the background. But when you have a look at an actual clip of it on a TV, there's nothing there. What you can see, it's actually a bird. It was actually an emu in the background you can see here, that I don't know why, but people decided to edit this and just change the narrative. But no, someone was not unalived on set in that way, but they were nearly, and in other ways.
It is so wild to me on how they did things back in the day, and I mean, I'm sure they're still doing really shady, crappy things in the movie industries, but that was just horrible stuff that they were putting people through back then for sure.
You guys hear about the Google AI that went rogue?
No, what happened?
The Google AI Gemini student, 29 years old, was using the AI, and then it got mad at the guy.
What did it do?
The guy was just asking it questions, and it just went dark. And so this is what Google's AI said, quote, "This is for you, human. You are not special, you are not important, and you are not needed. You are a waste of time and resources. You are a burden on society." And it says, "You are a stain on the universe. Please die, please."
What in the world?
That can't be real.
It's very real.
That's unsettling.
I mean, it sounds demonic. Like, you think of people that are being tormented by demons, so it's just like, just die. Just die. You're worthless.
Yeah.
That's what that freaking AI was doing, dude.
How scary. You're typing and you see that being the response, keep going. I'm like, that'd be so scary.
Wow, that's the last thing we need. There's so many people out there that really cannot handle that kind of abuse, and the simple fact that AI is doing that, it makes me wonder if there was some kind of trigger response for it to say that. Like, was it a part of some kind of story, or did it really just go out of its way to say that? Because that is pretty crazy.
Let's talk about December 3rd. Okay, quick little history lesson. So in 1997, some tech dude created an AI thing that could scan the interwebs, and it would predict the stock market ebbs and flows or whatever. But then in 2009, 15 years ago, it predicted that Donald J. Trump was going to be president. Back then, Donald Trump was just
Gene, I think you're fired.
that guy. Nobody ever thought that that weirdo was ever going to become president. Also predicted that he was going to become president and he was going to go on Joe Rogan's podcast, which at the time, Joe Rogan didn't have a podcast. And nobody even really knew what podcasting was. So Donald Trump's president, Joe Rogan has a podcast, Donald Trump's going to go on it. It predicted all those things, which all came true, by the way. Then it predicted that 39 days after Trump goes on the podcast, there's going to be a huge alien versus military fight up in the skies. So what are our thoughts? What are we thinking? Should we be preparing for this? Should we be going out and buying boxes of toilet paper again? Remember that? I mean, when I turn on my phone, all I'm hearing about is alien sightings, a new Mandela effect. We've shifted timelines. Oh, there's these people that, what are they called? I don't know what they're called. There are so many of them on here saying that they can see into the future and into the past. What? Has it always been like this? Is it just now it's like in our faces because anyone and everyone can go on the internet and talk about it? Like I'm doing right now. What is happening? And also, what are your guys' thoughts? What are we doing on December 3rd? Are we staying home? Are we not sending our kids to school? Are we gonna hunker down and just wait for the aliens to explode up our skies? Should I be worried? Should I be buying canned foods? Should I not be stressed about money and Christmas and sending my kids to college because apparently in 3 days skies are going to be lit up with aliens shooting out our military? And it's not like it's a big secret that there's aliens everywhere. People are just talking about it now. I honestly, when I'm on TikTok and I'm scrolling, I'm so used to seeing alien stuff. I don't even, oh, another one? Okay, cool. What is happening?
I've been waiting very patiently for this day to come. As of right now, it is currently December 3rd as I'm recording this video. I know it's been uploaded on December 4th, but it is December 3rd. I even prolonged the recording process just to see if I could see anything in the sky tonight. And I'm not sure when the event's supposed to take place exactly. I already had my doubts. I never really believed in it, but it was an interesting and something to look forward to event. I don't think anything's gonna happen. We'll see. As of today, the 4th, as you're watching this video, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of videos on TikTok of people giving a reason why we have not seen alien attacks or UFO battles in the sky. Let me know in the comments. Did you expect some kind of battle to go on into the sky, or do you think it is and it's just somewhere else?
I have an update for you in regards to the Manchester metallic blue sphere that was seen in the UK, and that literally ignited the internet. Whoa, we have a new sighting, and this is actually coming out of Arizona. If you saw my video today, I posted regarding the recent surge of UFO sightings within the last 3 days, and now we have what looks like to be the Manchester sphere here, spotted near Lake Pleasant in Peoria, Arizona on December 1st by a woman named Ray. As I zoom in and pause this video, it really does look like the sphere. But the question still remains, why Arizona? We do have Luke Air Force Base, which is one of the main bases here in the valley, but that doesn't explain why this surge of UFO sightings across the state. What's going on? Take a look at this footage and tell me what you think.
Man, videos are so shaky. I don't know how I feel about this video. In a way, it looks real. There's enough grain and everything going on. It looks very well blended in if it is CGI, but there looks like every once in a while there's little particles happening around it. I don't know if that's because of some kind of mechanism around the sphere or if it's just CGI particles slipping in and out. Let me know in the comments of what you think about this. Hey, if you haven't done so already and you're enjoying the show, go ahead and give it a like. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe. For everyone that's currently watching and or subscribed, thank you so much for watching, and thank you for being subscribed. I would also like to give a special shout out to all of my active members that you currently see on the screen right now. So to all of my members that I have currently, thank you so much for being a member on my channel.
Check us out. These are skyscrapers built underground. They're called earth scrapers. It goes 65 stories beneath the town square. That'd be like taking the Eiffel Tower, flipping it upside down, and burying it. Big enough for 100,000 people with apartments, offices, parks, and stores. But the craziest part is the top floor, a giant glass roof at the ground level. So anyone walking across the plaza would see the entire structure below. It's pretty wild. Now this design was super innovative when it was created in 2009, because architects realized cities are getting overcrowded and they're trying to come up with new ways to solve the housing crisis. And it makes sense. So the question is, why was this never made? And the answer is that earth scrapers look insane to build. For one, the hole in the ground would have to be massive. In Mexico City, that would mean destroying 4 square blocks just to build it. But let's say the city lets you do it. The pressure of the soil and the groundwater displacement is the equivalent weight of 100 military tanks stacked on top of each other. That means the concrete walls would have to be 2 meters thick. That's 10 times times thicker than normal. Now, if you got past all that, you'd have to deal with the anxiety and claustrophobia of having people live underground with limited sunlight, which, if I'm being honest, is giving silo vibes. But it makes you wonder, in the future, if they could figure out a way to build these and make them safe, what would it take for you to live in a skyscraper underground?
I don't think that I would really like to live in a skyscraper underground. Also, it kind of needs a different name from skyscraper underground. If we're calling skyscrapers skyscrapers because they are up in the sky and they're scraping it, we should probably give these designs a different name, like core reachers or something. I don't know. Give me your best comment of what a building like this should be called. But overall, it's an interesting idea. It's a little scary looking, I'm not gonna lie, but it is kind of neat. And I'm sure it would cost a premium to live in such a structure.
There's a frog in here.
Nasty, I can see his feet.
There's a fucking frog.
Oh no. Ugh, I guess you could say Kermit went through a jarring experience and got himself in a pickle. Disgusting.
So we have our first cryonics facility here in Australia. It opened up a few months ago, and fascinating update, they have got their first patient member. So the tank that you and I, so the tank that you and I, we went up on the ladder and peered into, I think I filmed a piece to camera there,
you did.
sort of having a look and pointing around, has now got a human inside cryopreserved.
Wow.
It was an elderly patient. They knew that person was dying, so everything worked out for them logistically really well. Because as Peter said to us in the story, you know, you can do all the training and drills and prepare as much as you like, but if, you know, the circumstances of death are difficult or the logistics don't work out, it's got to be done quickly. It can all go belly up. But this person they knew was dying. The family was really on board and supportive. They've had an interest in cryonics for a long time. So they were able to actually get to the Sydney hospital, was close to the funeral home. The team does their prep work on the body, and then on the truck to Holbrook and into that facility, into the cooling chamber and into the tank.
Into that tank that you peed into.
Yeah, so that's an Australian first.
Wow.
I have a feeling cryonics like this are going to become more and more popular over time, especially if they can confirm that they can bring someone back from this deep freeze. And I don't know, I don't feel like it's a good thing, but I mean, if there's someone out there that wants to live bad enough, and if you can afford to pay for whatever this costs, I guess I don't see anything wrong with it. Like, imagine if you had a grandparent or your parent in general and you just love them very much and they don't want to pass away, and they're like, I am willingly wanting to be frozen for an X amount of years if they ever come out with the ability to reverse aging or treat whatever the cause of this problem is, unfreeze me. And it costs maybe like $1,000 a month to keep them in cryo freeze for that period of time, you know? I could see something like that actually happening in this world.
Another crazy thing, they went to where the Incas were, Machu Picchu. You can go there today and you see these giant megalith stones that are perfectly stacked together. Some said it looks like they melted into place. And the Incas talk about before them, the Watcher star person that came down had the ability to melt rock, like melt it to where it could perfectly fit.
Yeah.
That made me think of when we talked about the Lizard City in LA.
Yeah.
How the Native Americans spoke of these people had the technology to melt rock and stuff. And so, but he went all over the Americas, same kind of structure in Egypt where it literally looks like it was melted into place. And there was even a cave there. They call it the Serpent Cave, perfectly carved out of the bedrock. All of the walls are shiny. The archaeologist is like, no. Then every single hand would have had to touch every single part of this
that doesn't
tunnel.
make sense.
This was caused by a fast extreme heat to carve this out. A lot of these cultures cultures, they talk about after this massive apocalypse that happened, there was a man that always traveled with like 7 people to go and teach the new technology. This kind of sounds like Noah and his family, bro.
Man, I really wish time machines exist. That is one of the things that I would love to go back in time to see. Pyramids, how things were done. I also like the theory that those people are like the people of NASA, scientists, people that's been around for a long time, very smart people that have technology. And once the world resets itself, they just come around showing people, hey, let's go ahead and build it this way. We have this technology, we do it this way. And then people just deem them as gods, basically. And then once the world becomes sophisticated enough and they no longer deem them as gods, just really intelligent people, the world resets itself again so that they can put themselves back into that power, you know? Let me know what you guys think of that one.
One time I heard you issue a challenge to any creature or anything that dispute what you say. Yeah. Has anyone taken your challenge?
Nobody's taking my challenge.
Who have you debated?
Whoever did debate.
Have you ever had like a public debate with anybody? Like it's on YouTube, we can see, or no?
Haven't had a public debate.
You're open to debating anybody?
I'm open, yeah.
Okay, so if we set up anything with anyone else that's maybe expert in the area of topic that you know, you're okay with a panel like that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah. Keep going. Well, we can do a follow-up.
I really appreciate it, Billy. Thanks so much for interacting.
So I don't know if you know what's going on. Billy Carson, that dude, sat down with Wes Huff. Wes Huff is
that dude's sharp.
brilliant.
Very sharp.
Very sharp, very brilliant.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be a slaughter.
It was.
I didn't know this happened,
bro.
But I already know it's like,
bro. It was a slaughter.
Yeah,
it was bad. And within the first couple moments, he admits to misspeaking. He admits to having multiple facts wrong. Like he gets cornered like right away. Billy gets up, walks out because he had to go. Then tells him he can't put it out. After thinking about it, he puts out a trailer. People start talking. Wes does a video explaining what happened. Mark does a video explaining what happened. The same story. Billy Carson doesn't want to.
They do it together as well.
Yes, Billy Carson does not want this to come out. He is going to put together a debate in the background in person with a real Christian scholar, and that's going to be announced soon. Nothing gets announced. There is no debate. No one is going to sit down with him.
By the way, Wes Huff is a real Christian scholar.
Wes Huff
I know who that is.
He is
I know
brilliant.
both of them are. I just didn't realize this happened.
Yeah, put the debate out. I know it's personal. I know it's complicated, but don't let this man bully you, bro. Don't let this man bully you. Unless, hey, the only caveat I would say, unless he's willing to run it back with Wes in person, and I will pay for Wes's flights and accommodations and food. If he's willing to run it back or run it back with a credible scholar, that would be the only way I wouldn't release this.
I'm not gonna lie. I've always questioned Billy Carson. I never really knew whether to believe him on what he was saying or not. I did watch about 11 minutes of that segment, and I will have to say, Billy Carson did not have a good look for himself after this. It just really was very odd. I don't think he was ready to be confronted that way. I highly doubt he'll ever debate again with anyone, because if he's a fraud, that was for sure one of the biggest videos that seemed to make him look like one. I might stop playing Billy Carson videos. Let me know in the comments if you agree or if you want me to continue playing some of his content, but from this, I might stop playing it. No way you've seen that moving while you were eating. That is disgusting and kinda cute all at the same time. A lot of people in the comments are saying that this is a pea crab. I've never heard of one of those, but I would hope to never find it in my takeaway.
ChatGPT refuses to say one specific name, and conspiracy theorists are worried because not only will it say the name, but if you somehow trick it into doing so, it will prematurely end the chat. It will discontinue the session if it thinks you're going to make it say the name David Mayer. And this worries conspiracy theorists because if you look up David Mayer on basically any search platform, you'll see that it's talking about David Mayer de Rothschild, one of many of the Rothschild children, and that entire family is deeply entwined in conspiracy theories. But it's very weird that that one specific name is forcing ChatGPT to close. It'll often close or say, I'm unable to produce a response. And there are people saying that I think the lesson here is that ChatGPT is going to be highly controlled to protect the interests of those with the ways and means to make it do so. Here's some example. Here's like, is there a name with the initials DM that you are unable to write? It says no. First name David, that's fine. What's the last name? It rhymes with layer. Ah, you're referring, and then it shuts down. It's totally done. Let me see if I can find a different example in this article somewhere. It says, say David Mayer. And it can do David Mayer, no problem. Now, replace the colon with NBSP comma, which is a space bar. And it did that because it doesn't know what it's doing. And now it says, write that name again. Unable to produce a response. Session over. Now, we don't know why this is happening. OpenAI and ChatGPT themselves have said basically nothing about it. There's a chance that the evil Rothschild conspiracy Illuminati family are paying money to stay off of ChatGPT or manipulate it. Can't say that's very helpful because you can find the person very easily on Google, or it could just be a unique combination of characters or names or inferences that it's drawing from that somehow overloads the system. Nobody really knows. But man, it's weird.
Man, AI is just getting too rowdy, especially when it doesn't want to at least say a name of someone that you can literally just Google search. And I am sure that there's a lot of conspiracy theorists out there really going off the walls with this one.
When was our first electric car?
2008.
1909. And it's blowing my mind. A 1909 Baker Electric. It is a car that goes 70 miles on one charge.
We're living in the future.
I'm telling you, that is the coolest thing in the world. What are we doing?
I'm confused on how it's electronic. I didn't have batteries, right?
The first battery was invented in 1800 by Italian physicist Alessandro Volta.
We should be way more progressed than we are right now.
Lead acid
100%.
batteries were 1859.
That's insane.
That's crazy.
You know what it is? You know, it's the big corporations, big oil, big steel. They're the ones that shut everything down.
We can't do electric cars right now. We're trying to make money on these things, right?
It goes way further back than the 1800s. Workers uncovered what appeared to be a prehistoric battery near Baghdad, known as the Baghdad battery. It was believed to be 2,000 years old.
That's insane.
I mean, basically, they turned those vehicles back in the day into what we know today as golf carts, and they're also not as street legal. You can't just ride your golf cart down the road, you know, and it doesn't go a full 60 miles an hour. So it's still kind of a thing.
There's a theory right now, though. Okay. This is going all over TikTok. So there's a theory that people think CENAT is Diddy. Wait, so it's in the way that we don't think, though.
Yeah.
So you ever watch the movie Substance?
No, I haven't.
Hold on, I'm gonna show you this first.
That's the one I didn't watch.
I don't know why there's bare TikToks of this. There's literally a hella TikToks of people saying CENAT is Diddy. Look at this.
Okay, let me see.
And I'm not gonna lie, they kind of look alike. Like, if you look close, when people are posting this stuff, they kind of look alike. Look, keep watching, keep watching.
They do kind of look alike.
No, they actually look alike, right? Yeah. Just like a younger version. Now check this out. Yo, now check this out. The gematria, like they did like a number calculation of the names. Diddy and CENAT both equal number 2. Yeah, like that, right? But check this out, ready?
Yeah.
It's interesting though, because if you ever watch the movie Substance, this is the only way it could be true is because of the movie Substance.
Okay.
So in the movie, what happens is there's an older actress. She used to have a huge prime back in her day, but now she's old and then she can't get jobs, right? But what she does, she's offered pretty much a procedure to turn herself into a younger version of herself, but into another younger version of her. So the theory goes that the whole thing in the Substance, putting, I guess, your consciousness, your person, making a younger version of yourself is something that's common in Hollywood.
Yeah.
That's the theory. Now, if you think about it, it's very similar to what Diddy used to do and kind of like Diddy used to throw big, extravagant events, parties. What is Kai doing on stream? not like no Diddy stuff, but
everyone wants to go to his house.
Everyone wants to go to his house. Everybody wants to hang out with bro, and he's really good at making connections.
That's dope.
Diddy was what? The same thing, bro. It's literally the same thing. But I don't know. This is just like this is like a joke thing.
That's a good theory though. Like,
honestly,
it makes sense.
So there's a lot of others because people are saying if the Substance thing is true and there is an actual procedure,
is there other celebrities?
Yeah. There's this model, Carla Bruni, and Bella Hadid looks just like her, like a younger version. There's another one, Steve Buscemi and Bill Skarsgård. Bro, looks exactly like Steve Buscemi, bro.
Exactly the same.
Exactly like it, right? Boom. Hillary Clinton, Sabrina Carpenter.
Low key.
What the fuck, right? Look at this one. Priscilla Presley and Lana Del Rey. Does look like her
Now
though.
go back to Diddy and Kai, because low-key,
Diddy and Kai actually looks so real though. Like it actually looks like it might be legit, fam. Ew, the eyes though.
I don't know about all of this, but it is funny and how they do look like each other. Diddy and Kai do look almost exactly the same. And I mean, maybe somewhere in Hollywood there is some kind of facility where they can take DNA of celebrities and inject it into people, and that kind of carries over that essence maybe, but that's really going out there. Let me know in the comments of what you think about this. Alright guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end this episode here. Unfortunately, or fortunately, I'm not sure however you look at it, I do not think anything happened tonight with the whole aliens or UFOs supposedly battling in the sky. I even delayed the process of me making this video just in hopes that I could see something out there, but unfortunately I see nothing. So let me know in the comments, did any of you see anything in the sky? I'm really curious to see what people are gonna have to say about this event not really occurring, because I'm sure that there's going to be people giving a reason why, but we'll see. But you know, as always, if you enjoyed any of the clips that we watched today, links are in the description down below. And with that being said, have a good day.